Could this be the final chance to mend the fragile bond between Meghan and Kate? On a warm day at Wimbledon in 2019, they stepped out for what looked like a perfect girls' day, yet behind those smiles lay a chill that few could see. A body language expert later revealed that every subtle gesture hinted at a deeper strain, a secret no one could guess from the bright public display. Back in July 2019, the Duchess of Cambridge and her sister-in-law Meghan set out together, creating a scene that many thought marked the start of a blossoming friendship. The lush, green courts of Wimbledon, steeped in tradition and regal charm, offered the ideal backdrop for a day of leisure and sisterly bonding. Their shared love for tennis only added sparkle to the event. Kate had been a patron of the famous tennis club since 2016, while Meghan had long cheered on her friend Serena Williams at many tournaments. In the royal box, alongside Kate's sister Pippa Middleton, the trio appeared united and cheerful, their smiles and laughter suggesting nothing was amiss. Yet, behind this carefully crafted picture, the bond between Meghan and Kate had already started to show small cracks. Prince Harry later revealed in his 2023 memoir, Spare, that even before this day out, they had clashed over little things like borrowed lip gloss and disagreements about bridesmaid dresses at a wedding, small spats that had slowly frayed their connection. It came as little surprise, then, when during her widely discussed interview with Oprah in March 2021, Meghan remarked that the day was nothing like what it looks like. A closer look by a body language expert confirmed that beneath the surface, tensions were bubbling up and their friendship was far from as solid as it appeared. Normally, Meghan and Kate only shared the stage at major royal events, like the Grand Trooping the Colour, so their choice to spend a relaxed day at Wimbledon already had many raising an eyebrow. For Meghan, Wimbledon held a special place in her heart. It was here that she met Violet von Westenholz back in July 2016, the woman who would later play the role of matchmaker for her and Harry. Despite this personal connection, as the royals laughed and chatted in the royal box, everything seemed perfectly normal to the casual observer. The fashion on display was as striking as ever. Meghan sported a crisp white shirt paired with a patterned skirt, while Kate shone in a custom-made green dress that captured the eye of everyone present. The main event of the day was the ladies' singles final, where Serena Williams faced off against Romanian star Simona Halep. For Meghan, who had shared a quick bond with Serena ever since they first met at the Super Bowl in 2010, it was a bitter disappointment when Halep won the match so decisively. In just 56 minutes, Halep outplayed Serena with a score of 6-2, 6-2, even setting a record by making only 3 unforced errors, a result that left many stunned. An expert in body language later noted that during the match, Meghan was placed right in the middle, a Middleton sandwich, as some called it, flanked by Kate on one side and Pippa on the other. This seating choice was seen by many as a public signal, suggesting that Meghan was meant to be seen as the third sister, fully embraced by the family. Yet, photos from the day often showed Meghan fixated on the match rather than engaging with her in-laws. In some images, she was seen touching her neck or wrapping an arm around herself, a gesture that hinted at a hidden awkwardness, while Kate maintained a reserved posture, her hands neatly clasped behind her back as they talked. Looking back to their 2018 Wimbledon outing, things had appeared much brighter. On that day, the Duchess of Sussex wore a wide grin as she shared a captivating secret with the Duchess of Cambridge, and Kate laughed heartily, throwing her head back in genuine delight. Many had hoped that this earlier warmth would blossom into a friendship as deep as the one shared by Princess Diana and Sarah Ferguson, who grew close after their own royal family unions. However, as a body language expert later told The Mirror in 2024, even though the 2018 laughter seemed real, there were no real signs, no shared glances or relaxed postures, that confirmed a deep, growing bond. Fast forward a year, and those hopeful signals had all but vanished. Instead, there were only faint hints of tension, with Kate appearing more distant and reserved, almost as if she had taken on a more grown-up stance towards Meghan. While Kate still played the role of the polite and friendly host, there were no extra smiles, lingering looks, or subtle mirroring gestures that one would expect if their friendship were truly deepening. It was as if the expected closeness had stopped growing entirely. Still, neither woman showed any overt signs of dislike or unfriendliness during the match. Yet, Ingrid Seward, the editor-in-chief of a popular magazine, shared her thoughts in 2024. She argued that Meghan, with her background as an actress, would never let the public see any cracks in her relationship with Kate. But she also hinted that Meghan despised the idea of being seen as second best to the Duchess of Cambridge, especially when Kate had secured the top spot with her partner, leaving Meghan with what some called the spare son, Prince Harry. Prince Harry's tell-all biography only added more fuel to the fire. He claimed that Kate felt as if she were in constant competition with Meghan. He recalled several awkward moments during the Royal Foundation Forum in 2018, where tension seemed to simmer just below the surface. After that event, controversy sparked when Meghan openly supported the #MeToo movement, a stance that Kate notably kept to herself. Harry explained that while the reaction wasn't entirely genuine, it put Kate on edge and made it clear that she would now be compared to Meghan in every possible way. There were even more personal moments recounted in those tell-all stories. Rumor had it that during a disagreement over wedding outfits, Meghan had once made Kate cry. One friend, speaking on the condition of anonymity, shared that Kate had wanted to stick with tradition, having the bridesmaids, including a young Charlotte, wear tights, but Meghan had disagreed strongly. After the resulting media storm, the four of them met at Nottingham Cottage to clear the air. In that meeting, Kate was quick to dismiss the tabloid tales, saying, "I know, Meghan, that I was the one who made you cry." Another claim was that Kate was deeply hurt when Meghan jokingly referred to her as having baby brain after the birth of her youngest child, Prince Louis. In that heated moment, Kate allegedly demanded an apology, saying, "We aren't close enough for you to talk about my hormones." The once tight-knit circle, the Fab Four, had already begun to unravel when the Duke and Duchess of Sussex stepped away from the joint charity they had run with the Wales family in June 2019. Looking back, that move might explain why their Wimbledon outing just a month later came as such a shock to many. It was as if, even before that day, the path to mending their relationship was already blocked by old hurts and unspoken words. Years later, Meghan opened up further about her real feelings during that Wimbledon final in her interview with Oprah. In 2021, Oprah asked, "Did you feel welcomed by everyone? At the Wimbledon game where you were there to watch a friend play, was it as it seemed? Were you being embraced into the family?" Meghan replied initially, "I believe everyone welcomed me warmly." But then she added a twist, "When you ask if it was what it looked like, my experience over the past 4 years tells me it was nothing like that." She went on to explain that the royal family often advised her on how to act, always worrying about how things might look to the public. Meghan recalled a day when a family member quietly suggested, "Why don't you just lay low for a while? You seem to be everywhere these days." She shot back, "I've only left the house twice in 4 months. I'm all over, but I feel completely invisible." She continued, "I get that everyone cares about appearances, but has anyone ever asked how it really feels? Because right now, I feel lonelier than ever." Her words left many wondering about the hidden cost of always having to look perfect. Just days after that Wimbledon day, Kate and Meghan were seen together again at a charity polo match, a sort of mom's day out to watch Harry and William play. Yet, as the biography Finding Freedom noted, the cool, distant vibe between them during that match spoke volumes. Although the two were photographed side by side with their children, it was clear from the barely there exchanges that their connection was still stuck in a polite, formal mode. In one set of photos, Meghan stood apart from Kate's family group, gently cradling her newborn son and giving him a tender kiss on the head. Meanwhile, the princess was busy keeping her 3 children entertained as they ran around the pitch chasing a football. Even though they were physically close during parts of the match, the lack of interaction between them was unmistakable. It seemed that even a fun day out at Wimbledon could not patch up the growing distance between them. About 6 months after that outing, in January 2020, Harry and Meghan made the life-changing announcement that they were leaving the royal family. Even now, years later, the tension between Kate and Meghan continues to linger. Their last royal engagement, following the death of the Queen in September 2022, saw them walking side by side with their husbands to greet crowds outside Windsor Castle. The event was so awkward that Kate later confessed it was one of the hardest things she'd ever done. Since that day, the pair has not been seen sharing another trip, neither to Wimbledon nor anywhere else. Even though they married into the same once-united family of brothers, Kate and Meghan now seem to live in two completely separate worlds. One is left to wonder, is there any hope for the bridge to be rebuilt, or have their differences carved a gap too wide to cross?